The roads are back open after a deadly crash near I-35 and Roodeman Road. We're going to take you to the scene for the latest on what authorities know.
Plus, more information about that massive recall on baby formula, what the FDA thinks led to the deaths of 2 babies, and the very next steps in their investigation.
I'm David. He's RJ. We're on the San Antonio River getting ready to preview the big Final Four regional final tonight. It is 2 huge games, 4 teams vying for that trip to the NCAA tournament in New Orleans. We'll talk about that. Plus,
Spurs, silver and black, in action out in the Pacific Northwest. It was a late night game, so we're going to get you caught up on everything you need to know about our San Antonio Spurs.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to you. It is Thursday. It is March 24th, and a special good morning and welcome to everybody visiting San Antonio to watch some college hoops.
That's right. Welcome to San Antonio. And right now it's a little chilly, but don't worry. Hold on. The nice weather will come.
Yeah, the great stretch of weather continues. Let's go outside with live cam. We're already up to 50 degrees. Drop down into the 40s again this morning. Lots of abundant sunshine. Here's meteorologist Justin Horn.
Yeah, guys, we're getting degrees by the minute. We're already up to 53 now. You're going to see these temperatures just shoot up today. We'll make it into the 70s by later this afternoon. The problem, though, is we're going to see some gusty winds, some dry air, and those 2 things combine to give us a real fire threat. I want to show you the numbers right now. 53 degrees at the airport, 42 Kerrville, 52 New Braunfels, 54 Beeville, 53 in Cotulla. So all those numbers are up from where they were last hour. And as we look a little bit closer here, still some 40s in there, 47 Bulverde, 46 Canyon Lake, 37 in Comfort, but those numbers will warm up, I promise. We did have a wind chill earlier here in San Antonio. Those are generally going away, those temperatures rising up above that 50-degree mark. There is that red flag warning in effect today. What does that mean? It just basically means fires can start easily and spread rapidly. Very dry air and gusty winds. And this does include San Antonio today, so we got to be very careful. Don't do things like throw cigarette butts out the window or burning trash. Today is not the day for that because these fires can, again, spread very, very rapidly. Pollen count is in. Molds are low. Surprisingly, oak is still low. It's at 20. We see that oak pollen out there, but it just we haven't seen those numbers really jump up yet. That's good news. Forecast calls for those temperatures to be up close to 66 by noontime. Sunny skies all day long. 77 is what we're shooting for this afternoon. Notice those winds are in the 10 to 15 mile per hour range. We're going to talk more about the drought situation. Drought monitor is in. We'll have the latest there. A look ahead to the weekend and our next rain chance coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Justin, thank you very much. Looking outside right now, traffic looks great at 410 at WWY, but we're seeing congestion in a lot of areas around town, especially around downtown. And I have 3 theories on that, Steph. 1, the morning commute's just winding up. 2, construction. 3, we have a lot of people visiting San Antonio right now.
And just coming into town.
Indeed. All right, so we'll track that for you right here on GMSA at 9. Speaking of traffic and accidents, a violent crash on the northeast side overnight has left at least 1 person dead. San Antonio police say that person was in a car that for some reason flew off an elevated section of Interstate 35 near Roodeman Road.
The crash shut down parts of I-35 and Loop 410 for several hours. Katrina Weber has an update from the scene.
This is quite a different sight from what we had earlier this morning. The roads are opened up again and everything is cleared up. What still isn't clear, at least to police, is exactly why and how this crash happened. They told us they simply don't have any answers. Police got the call here around 3 o'clock this morning. This is the area near where I-35 and Loop 410 come together. They say that they found a car in pieces down below the elevated highway. What police have determined is that car was on 35 and came off the highway near Roodeman Road, crashing to the ground below. The medical examiner confirmed that there was at least 1 person in the car who was killed. We still don't know exactly what happened, and that is something that police are still investigating. But during the crash, they did have the highway shut down. Both 410 and I-35 were shut down, as well as the underpass below them. But all of that, again, is open once again. Now, the medical examiner's office still has some investigating to do, namely trying to identify the person who was killed. Reporting from the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's look at today's 9 at 9.
President Joe Biden is attending a special NATO summit in Brussels today as leaders seek to reaffirm their unity amid Russia's ongoing assault on Ukraine. Other than stiffening sanctions on Russia, NATO is also expected to discuss enhancements of the military, humanitarian, and financial support they're giving Ukraine. President Biden will be in Poland tomorrow to discuss the humanitarian and human rights aspect of the war.
Today, legal experts and interest groups will weigh in on Ketanji Brown Jackson as the Senate Judiciary Committee wraps up 4 days of hearings on her historic nomination into the Supreme Court. Interest groups, including the American Bar Association and civil rights organizations, will testify about Jackson's suitability for the court. Brown Jackson defended her record during a third round of hearings Wednesday as Republicans coalesced around themes that she is soft on crime and vague about her approach to the Constitution.
You may not have to wear face coverings on planes if 10 airlines get their way. The company's pushing the White House to lift the mask mandate earlier than the April deadline. The CDC and President Biden are considering the early removal, but also they express concerns about the Omicron subvariant, which spreads faster than any other variant. The current mandate is set to expire April 18.
An F-16 fighter jet crashed in rural Louisiana on Wednesday morning with the National Guard pilot safely ejecting. The jet went down in a remote area of Beauregard Parish, avoiding any homes or buildings. The flight originated from Tulsa and was part of the Oklahoma National Guard's 138th Fighter Wing. It's not clear why the plane was in southern Louisiana. The U.S. Air Force will handle the crash investigation.
Satellite company Maxar collected new pictures of tornado damage left behind in parts of Louisiana. The photos show considerable damage to homes and buildings after a powerful EF3 tornado hit New Orleans' lower 9th Ward and the surrounding area Tuesday night. Crews are actively working to restore power and clean up the extensive debris. At least one person died in the severe storms.
A temporary midnight curfew in the city of Miami Beach went into effect this morning after 5 people were wounded in 2 shootings over the weekend in the spring break destination. Miami Beach Mayor Dan Gelber declared a state of emergency on Monday, saying that tourists who came in for a few days of uncontrolled fun have created an unacceptable environment in South Beach. The curfew will remain until 6 a.m. on Monday.
Ford has issued a recall for some of its trucks and SUVs because of a brake fluid leak. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says close to 200,000 vehicles could be potentially affected. They include F-150s from 2016 to 2018, Expeditions from 2016 to 2017, and Lincoln Navigators from 2016 to 2017. Ford says a loss of brake fluid could reduce brake pedal function, making it difficult to stop. Contact your dealer to see if your car is included in the recall. They'll replace the brake master cylinder free of charge.
General Mills is struggling to meet demand for all of its refrigerated pizzas like Totino's, along with raw dough like its Pillsbury line. The company blames supply chain shortages, pointing to disruptions in the supply of raw materials to make their food, like fats, oils, starch, and packaging. The company also said the cost of products like wheat are rising because of inflation.
Do spiking gas prices have you thinking about getting an electric vehicle? Car buying guide Edmunds.com says during the second week of March, a quarter of the shoppers on its site were looking at hybrids or electric vehicles. That's up nearly 40% from the first week of March, and it's an 84% jump since mid-February. The average price of gas has dropped in Bexar County. Drivers paying about $3.80 a gallon this morning. And that's today's 9 at 9. Other top stories we're following for you today. Some people in East Bexar County arrived home late last night to find their vehicle and their trailer home had burned down.
It happened around 10 last night at the Windmill Heights RV Park at FM 3465 in Adkins. Fire crews say when they got there, both the vehicle and trailer were on fire. They say both are considered a total loss.
Now, nobody was hurt, but the owner says they were visiting San Antonio at the time of the fire.
The leadership struggle between the South San ISD Board of Trustees continues.
Now, during the first meeting since December last night, all trustees present for the first time in months. After heated discussion, the board majority voted to reassess board roles for the president, vice president, secretary after only 3 months. The district superintendent is still on administrative leave.
In the meantime, an interim superintendent is trying to keep the district staff moving forward with day-to-day operations. You can read more about the district's troubled past on our website at KSAT.com.
We are learning more about the tornado that left behind significant damage throughout Guadalupe County on Monday.
The National Weather Service has now confirmed it was an EF2 tornado. Estimated peak wind speeds were at 115 miles per hour. The tornado traveled more than 7 miles, passing through Kingsbury and Luling just west of Seguin. Several trees were snapped, even uprooted, and according to the Guadalupe County officials, at least 24 properties were damaged. Nobody was hurt. That's a good thing. A disaster declaration has been issued for that part of our area. And we are now 1 month into the war in Ukraine. President Joe Biden is preparing to announce new sanctions on Russian lawmakers.
Our sister station KPRC in Houston has a crew on the ground in Eastern Europe today covering the humanitarian crisis unfolding amid this war.
Reporter Zach Lashway is in Helm, Poland, not far from the Ukrainian border, and he has the story.
The Baptist Union of Poland headquarters is usually quiet on a weekday. But since late February, hundreds of refugees, many children, mix life and love into its corridors.
I just feel like it's normal, although it's not normal.
In the basement of the fellowship hall, a sense of normalcy, children playing with toys while others compete during a game of foosball. Trying to pretend war is not forcing them to flee from their home.
As Christians, we don't want only to help physically, but also encourage them spiritually.
Reverend Dr. Mataj Whitehahe is the pastor at the Baptist Union of Poland. He, with help from dozens of volunteers from Texas Baptist Men, a Texas-based organization, has transformed their campus into a shelter for Ukrainians fleeing conflict.
We couldn't believe it was happening.
Peter and 8 of his family members are trying to get to the United States.
I know your plan is to go to South Carolina.
Yes, that's right.
Do you ever believe you will return home to Ukraine?
Yeah, I believe so, and I hope so.
Is your hope to return to Ukraine?
The same goes for Araya.
Yes. I want home.
Maria, a mother and grandmother, crochets to take her mind off her new reality. Maria is at the shelter with one of her grandsons. She says her other grandson was forced to stay back in Ukraine to fight in Putin's war.
That was Zach Lashway from our sister station KPRC reporting. Now they plan to visit the border area today as well as visit a facility where many Texas volunteers are working.
And be sure and tune in tomorrow on GMSA. Zach will have another live report from Poland.
Time check back here at home. It's 9:10, about 53 degrees. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
New video shows the moment a home in Elgin was destroyed by a tornado earlier this week. We're going to hear from the homeowner and why his split-second decision may have saved his life. That story ahead in our morning headlines.
But first, we take you out to the San Antonio Riverwalk Museum Reach. RJ and David are live with details about last night's big Spurs win. Welcome back, 9:14. Mike Osterhage showed a picture of a field of bluebonnets this morning, and it was beautiful. Wildflowers, and juxtapose that with dry, cracked soil in between all those beautiful blooms.
Yeah, we did see the dirt as well.
Oh, it's unfortunate. We really are starting to settle into a drought, guys. It's really stretching across the state. Now, we did have some improvement with the storms, albeit had some severe weather with it, but we had some improvement across East Texas. So technically, the drought is a little better than it was last week. We're at about 88% this week. But as you look closer at our area, it's still not a good situation. We have an extreme to exceptional drought now along the border there. Carrizo Springs, as you get up towards Big Wells, this is an area that just really is taking it on the chin. Really, the last 6 months or so, with just no rain. Even here in San Antonio, notice in Bexar County, we're starting to see the extreme drought creep in from the west. So it's continually getting worse for us. And until we can get some good rain in here, it's still going to be a problem. I want to show you Medina Lake, too. 22% full. That's it. It's down 4.1 feet since 3 months ago. So pretty bad shape there, too. And with that, all that being said, we've got the dry conditions, and now we've got these gusty winds kicking in out of the northwest. This is the forecast wind gust around midday today. Some gusts 20 to 25. Maybe some gusts to 30. You combine that with the drought, the dry air, and this is where we have that fire threat that you probably heard Mike talk about this morning. Red flag warnings in effect, and these gusty winds will not calm down until 7, 8 o'clock. Good news is tomorrow we are not expecting gusty winds, so that helps a little bit. There's that red flag warning, and any of those counties in pink there, this is where fires can start and spread very easily. You don't want to do things like burning trash, or we mentioned earlier, throwing a cigarette butt out the window. Those are the kind of things that can start a fire, and it can spread very, very quickly. The humidity tracker shows our dew points are in the teens. That's about as low as it gets out here. That's below the desert air category. So the air is extremely dry, and by the afternoon it probably even gets a little bit drier. So therein lies the concern. Outdoor burn bans are in effect for most of our counties. For good reason, especially west of San Antonio. Here's sort of a little interesting stat for you. If March were to end today, this would be the driest March we've seen since 2011. We've only picked up 1/4 inch of rain. Back in 2011, which was a big drought year for us, we only picked up 1/100 inch in the month of March. And if it were to end today, this would also rank as the 14th driest March all time. Just to put it into perspective for you. As we go outside, clear skies, 53 degrees at the airport, northwesterly winds at about 8 miles per hour. Dew point is at 24 here in town. Temperatures still in the 30s around Junction, some 40s in the hill country, and then 50s elsewhere. These numbers are jumping up pretty quickly. 49 Bandera, 51 Hondo, 48 Canyon Lake, 52 right now in New Braunfels. In our forecast today, takes us into the mid-60s by noontime. Really a pretty nice day if you take the wind out of the scenario, out of the picture here. 75 by 4 o'clock, and then 77 our high temperature at 5 p.m. And then by 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. we're back in the 60s, and those winds are finally calming down some. Here's the extended forecast. And as we look down the line, there's not a lot going on this weekend. The weekend looks pretty good. It is going to be a little windy, though, I will say that. And then by Tuesday, here comes our next storm system, and by Wednesday, I think we do have a shot for some showers and storms. It's a low chance, but it is there, and we'll have to watch for the threat for a couple more strong storms, too, potentially, if everything pans out the way it's looking right now. Stay tuned. Otherwise, it is warm over the weekend, 87 Saturday, 86 Sunday, 85 Monday, and then there's that 20% chance of rain on Tuesday, 84. This is a pretty typical spring-like pattern here, other than it's just been so dry, guys.
Yes, it has been. Thank you, Justin. We'll hope for that rain. And the Spurs might be making a push for the playoffs.
Silver and Black taking care of business last night up in Portland. David and RJ are live down on the Riverwalk to break things down. And with you guys being live out there, not in the studio, it's going to make things really tricky for Stephanie to bark at both of you.
Well, I walked into the station
we were game
today,
planning for that.
and we knew the Spurs won because Stephanie had a little pep in her step, smile on her face, walking around all happy, like Spurs must have won last night.
No, it's definitely going to be hard to pick at anything that the Spurs did wrong yesterday. So, Stephanie, yes, take a bow. This is definitely a good morning for you. San Antonio, David, taking care of business up in the Pacific Northwest.
Man, they got this thing rolling from the very beginning and just rolled right through the Portland Trail Blazers, who have basically mailed it in. There's one negative thing that
to
we
say
can
the
say.
least, yeah.
It's the Portland Trail Blazers are phoning this baby in, man. They're done for the year. They don't really care. They're just showing up and because they have to, I guess. Spurs scored 45 points in the first quarter. 45.
And I believe they had a record 81 at halftime. I mean, it was it was pretty ridiculous. They were kind of moving all up and down the court there. DeJounte Murray, 28 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. David kind of leading the way there.
Yeah, and didn't even play the fourth quarter.
No, exactly. Nice. It's a good night.
So that's pretty good. Three quarters of work. And Keldon Johnson had 26. So combined, they were 18 of 28 from the field. They were 8 of 13 from three-point range. The Spurs shot 49%. So, like I said, at the very beginning, they were rolling, and they rolled all the way through. I think they had 45 in the first, and then they had in the 30s the second and the third quarter. I don't know what happened in the fourth quarter. They only had like 19 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, by then
it was out of control.
Right. By then, Portland had already packed up and pretty much left the arena at that point there. But a big win here for the Spurs.
And we were getting close to having to pull out the ABA ball.
Oh, yes. The high-scoring ABA ball, yes.
We're getting up there. So, all right, so here's the good news, Steph. Pay attention. Spurs are now 1.5 games behind New Orleans for that 10th spot. 1.5, that's it. And guess who they play next?
The team ahead of them. That's right, yes. And this is going to be an interesting game because the Spurs just got blown out by the Pelicans here at home. So they were talking last night about how this is going to be really a bit of a revenge game there, Stephanie.
So here's the thing. The Pelicans actually play tomorrow night. They host Chicago, and then they stay home and host the Spurs. So they're not traveling. They're playing back-to-backs, but they're both there at home in New Orleans. And then if you look at the rest of the season, it's kind of a wash. They both have about equal toughness as far as the season. I think the Spurs play Portland 2 more times, so there's 2 more phone-it-in games for the Spurs.
Rockets.
Right.
But then they got the Rockets, so that's the 3rd phone-it-in game. So, you know, but let's see who they get. New Orleans has got the Bulls. They've got the Lakers twice.
Pelicans
they
have
get Portland twice, so they get a couple of phone-it-in games. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, okay, yes. Yeah, great point there, Mark. As we were just talking about the schedule, it's going to be interesting here down the stretch. Both those teams obviously trying to get in that last playing spot. We don't know about the Lakers. They lost last night as well, but the Lakers still another 2 games ahead.
Lakers, Shakers, Fakers.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about the Lakers. Let's just talk about the Spurs.
You guys are going to make Steph mad.
Oh, boy.
Don't make me angry.
No, we don't want to do that. Not on a day like today.
No, definitely not. It is a beautiful day out here in San Antonio, so it is all great, all good, Stephanie. You should be happy.
Thank you. Yes, I like this attitude.
I know. And beautiful backdrop.
Yes.
It is a perfect morning to be out on the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
All right, guys. David, RJ out there on the Museum Reach.
We're going to talk NCAA basketball next.
Okay,
yes, sir.
cool.
Sounds good. All right, thank you, guys. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
We'll take you backstage for details on the theater production happening outside the Botanical Gardens here in San Antonio.
Welcome back, 9:25. If you're looking for a unique theater experience, the Classic Theater of San Antonio now producing a show being staged outside at the San Antonio Botanical Garden.
Our KSAT crew got a look backstage at the unique production of A Doll's House Part 2.
It's an old school story told in a modern way. A Doll's House Part 2 is put on by the Classic Theater at the Botanical Gardens.
A Doll's House 2 is a continuation of the story of Nora. So she evolves in the first story. In the 1780s, she leaves her family and her husband, and it was quite a big deal in theater that a woman would walk out the door. So here she is, back at that door, knocking to get back in to tell her story.
It's a wonderful show that discusses gender roles and women's equality within marriage and within our society today. I think that anybody should see this show that wants to discuss issues that may have been present in the 1890s and are absolutely still affecting our society today.
You do not have to see or know or see A Doll's House, the first one, part 1, to see this show. It stands on its own. The story stands on its own.
For more information about this production or the Classic Theater, head to KSAT.com. Alexis Page, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alexis.
There's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
A truck manufacturing company hauling in hundreds of jobs to San Antonio's south side, and they're not done hiring. Later we'll take you inside the brand new Navistar plant, explain what their next steps are to hire San Antonians.
But first, a community rallying in support of a woman who lost her home just days after learning she had stage 4 cancer. The full details next in your morning headlines.
And again, we've seen congestion in different parts of town, especially around the downtown area. But out there on the northwest side at 10 in Callahan, things look great. So they also look good at 410 at W.W. White. And there's 281 at Grayson. 9:30, welcome back. In your morning headlines, an update to that baby formula recall.
And new video shows the moments a home in Elgin is destroyed. But first, we start with an outpouring of support from a Round Rock community.
Friends and neighbors coming to the aid of a woman whose house was hit when tornadoes hit just north of Austin on Monday. It happened just days after 66-year-old Bobby McLean was told she had stage 4 cancer.
McLean was home with family when the tornadoes hit, and her kids hunkered around a hospital bed set up in the living room. McLean is a retired hospice nurse and was preparing her family for what could happen to her due to the cancer diagnosis. However, nothing could prepare the family for the devastation they endured.
I just finished signing everything I needed to sign to give my house to my son. And I wanted to die in my home. I always taught my patients that dying teaches you how to live, because it shows you what's important, you know, and outpours like this of people coming together and helping. That's what living's all about.
McLean's family says her homeowner's insurance lapsed, so she's not covered for any of the damage. They're now gathering donations through a GoFundMe to help with repairs. The Round Rock community has donated $16,000 so far.
Governor Greg Abbott also signed an emergency disaster declaration for 16 counties that will help families like the McLeans.
Well, new video this morning shows the terror some families went through in the Elgin area early this week. The homeowner who captured this footage did not want to be identified, but he says he watched the twister destroy his neighbor's property and thought the twister would pass his house, and then it turned.
After the tornado arrived, it busted out the windows, and while we were in the bathroom, we could hear the roof being ripped off of our house.
And as you saw there, the homeowner propped his phone up in the window while he and his wife took shelter. You can see the debris flying in the yard. Then the phone falls and the windows blow out.
Damage to their home is extensive. They lost half their home, 3 vehicles, 6 utility buildings, 2 chicken coops, and their horse stable. No word if any of their animals were hurt or killed.
Officials in the Elgin area say at least 49 homes were destroyed or heavily damaged by the tornado captured on camera. The good news, nobody was severely hurt.
All right, now to an update on that massive baby formula recall. The FDA released its inspection findings. Their report shows Abbott Nutrition failed to ensure surfaces inside the plant that touched the formula were maintained to prevent contamination.
Abbott recalled several lots of baby formula made at its Sturgis manufacturing plant back in February. The recalled formulas have been linked to serious infections, and 5 infants, 2 of the babies, died.
Abbott says that during the company's testing of products distributed to consumers, the particular bacteria cited in the report was not found on the company website. They say they are reviewing the FDA's findings.
In an internal investigation by Abbott, they concluded the bacteria likely entered the building with contractors who walked on the roof and failed to clean their shoes. Because these are preliminary findings, the next steps are a formal report and a warning letter to the company.
Let's go outside with live cam, warming up by leaps and bounds. Here's Justin.
Guys, some of that video you just showed from those tornadoes, just incredible. And you guys remember the Gerald tornado, correct? Back in 1997?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just leveled, tore foundations away.
It was an EF5. It's just a massive amount of wind and damage there in Gerald. Interesting, because they had a tornado in Gerald on Monday. I want to show you where the paths cross. We're going to show that to you coming up here in just a bit. Pretty interesting stuff. Before we get to that, though, we'll look at this picture. This is out of Timberwood Park. Beautiful shot by Marty sending this in. We had this was the sunset last night with some of those clouds coming through. Now those clouds have moved out, and we're going to see clear skies most of today, along with some gusty winds. That storm system that caused all the tornadoes, all the severe weather, finally moving off the East Coast. It was a slow mover, but you see the rain there across parts of Florida, stretching up the East Coast, and then some snow as you get up into parts of Maine. Temperatures here, yes, they were chilly this morning, but we're seeing a pretty quick warm up. 53 degrees at the airport, 46 Curfew, 44 Fredericksburg, 47 in Del Rio, and a little closer look here, 50 at Randolph, 54 Stinson, 51 Hondo. Temperatures today should jump up into the mid to upper 70s here in San Antonio. I think we'll see some 80s down to the south and west. Places like Fair Oaks Ranch up to 73, 73 in New Braunfels, 75 in Floresville today. And again, we'll have a look at that path of that Gerald tornado coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Taking a look outside with TransGuide right now, things looking good there at I-35 at Martin. Earlier, Mark was seeing a lot of traffic in the downtown area, but it looks like that's cleared right now.
Yeah, all the slowdowns we're seeing right now are the normal construction spots, and you know where those are, folks. Well, an Illinois-based heavy truck manufacturer has hauled in hundreds of new jobs to San Antonio's south side, and they're still not done hiring.
Navistar held a ribbon-cutting event at its new manufacturing plant yesterday afternoon, and the nearly 1 million square foot facility is capable of turning out both electric and diesel-powered trucks. Garrett Berenger takes us inside.
The Navistar plant has been bringing on employees since last year and building trucks since January. But today is when things start to pick up.
Ribbon cutting means we go, right?
They've got about 500 employees now. Are expecting to have about 650 in all.
You know, the one position we probably have had troubles with is maintenance, experienced maintenance technicians. But other than that, we've been very good.
There'll be even more jobs in the future if they ultimately add a second shift.
With so many new workers, they're only cranking out a handful of trucks per day right now, but they're hoping to ramp up to 52 per shift in just a few months.
Combined, the city and county have offered more than $21 million worth of incentives for the plant. Its opening exciting for local officials who swarmed the event.
This is more proof that San Antonio's advanced manufacturing sector is booming.
Navistar has another property just 8 miles away, too. Its Advanced Technology Center. That's already partially operating with about 60 employees. And this may not be the end of the manufacturer's San Antonio presence.
I mean, we have been recently acquired by the Volkswagen Group with the ambition to grow in the U.S. Will that mean that we'll grow also in this region? I would say yes, as we will elsewhere.
But that is farther down the line. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
9:37, 56 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9. David and RJ will be joining us live on the Riverwalk talking March Madness here in San Antonio. And welcome back. It's 9:41. March Madness back in San Antonio.
Hallelujah. We're getting ready for an action-packed day of college hoops. David and RJ are back down on the Riverwalk, joining us live to talk about the tournament here in the Alamo City. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, we're on the Riverwalk because it's a beautiful spot to be when you're talking about NCAA basketball and the regional final here in San Antonio. We know there's going to be a lot of people coming down to the river here after a while, probably getting some lunch and maybe an early dinner and then heading over to the AT&T Center.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some good games tonight.
Yeah, great games tonight, and there is no better place than San Antonio to have these events when it comes to the weather, the proximity, everything is in downtown. But yeah, these games tonight at the AT&T Center, and we got some good ones here, David. A rematch of the 2018 Men's Final Four Championship, which was here at the Dome, and then the big one later tonight featuring Arizona and Houston.
Yeah, Michigan, the only double-seeded team in the Sweet 16, the 4 here in San Antonio. They're taking on Villanova, so an 11 and a 2, tipping things off tonight. And Michigan, there's a lot of people even question why Michigan was even in the NCAA.
I was one of them.
I know 2 of them. You and
would be Justin Horn.
Justin Horn was like, how did Michigan get in there? They did not get in there. But anyway, Michigan
sound just like him.
What? San Antonio. I just sound like Justin, didn't I?
Yeah.
Justin. I don't think a lot of people are giving Michigan much of a chance to get to Villanova. However, the second game is number 5 Houston and number 1 Arizona, and Arizona had a tough time against TCU last week.
Yeah, we could have had 2 Texas teams in this game here, but Arizona survived that one. Arizona, one of the best teams in the country all year. Houston, obviously, with their proximity to San Antonio, expecting a big crowd there. A lot of Cougs fans going to be in the house tonight here, but that's going to be a great game.
And the thing about Houston is they're starting to peak at the right time. This is when you want to be playing your best basketball. And so they played Illinois last week. TCU gave Arizona all they could handle last week. And then Arizona, I don't know, a lot of people are a little upset with the Wildcats because, they were kind of mocking TCU, waving at the fans when they lost. And, we're moving on to San Antonio, you're not kind of thing. So I know, Sean Elliott, one of our favorite.
I was going to say, former Wildcat. Yeah.
Former Wildcat.
Wildcat, great.
So we're gonna needle Sean a little bit and go ahead and
I'm guessing Sean is probably going to be at the game tonight. So we got the early tip here, Michigan versus Villanova, 6:29, and then the later game here, 8:59, David? Texas Tech. Oh, no, not Texas Tech. Houston, Arizona. I wanted to get to Tech here.
You want to get to Tech. Texas Tech is playing Duke. Mike Krzyzewski could be coaching his last basketball game in his career.
You're already that would make you so giddy. That would make you very giddy. Yes. David's got the Texas Tech tie on. He's ready to go here, and he would love nothing better. And Timmy's got putting up the L here. Tim Stewart, another Rickham. Yes.
Guns up, baby.
I thought it was an L for a loss, for the Duke loss. For a Duke loss. That's what I thought. Guns up.
A lot of people are picking Tech because they're a much older team. They're a bruising team. They beat you on the boards and they'll beat you up because they got a lot of big guys on there.
Good team there. Yeah.
And Duke is a young team, so we'll see how that goes. But that was not in San Antonio. It should be
Oh, that would have been, yeah, that would have been a lot of fun. But we do have some great games here, and the AT&T Center is going to be rocking. Expected a sellout there for both those games tonight at the home of the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey guys, remember this is just a prelude to 2025 when you get the NCAA Finals here in San Antonio. So this is kind of our warm-up.
Love it.
For getting that. So
March Madness in San Antonio. There's nothing better, honestly.
Nowhere else.
Yay.
All right, guys, thanks for the preview. And David successfully brainwashing RJ into thinking Houston is Texas Tech.
I was looking at the tie. I was just staring at the tie. I couldn't get away from the tie.
Good time. So,
he's even got the guns
and the guns up. Yeah. I'll pull it for Tech. Go Tech.
We get it.
I have a red dress too, RJ.
David, RJ, thank you. Live down the museum reach of the San Antonio Riverwalk, right there by Hotel Emma. It's a great spot.
It is a good spot, and it's beautiful weather, so a lot of our visitors are like, wow, San Antonio's got great weather. Yes, we do.
We've already jumped up to about 58
Oh,
degrees.
wow, just within the newscast.
Big jumps, big jumps. Yeah, all our visitors are going to love this.
Yes.
I mean, they really are. The weather's going to be great, other than it's going to be a little windy tonight. We do have to deal with that. Yeah, I mentioned earlier the Gerald Tornado.
Right.
The Weather Service plotted this for us, and this is pretty incredible. So I'm going to take you up to Gerald, of course, up I-35. Back in 1997, if you remember, they had a huge EF5 tornado there that did just a ton of damage. So take a look at these two tracks. Basically, the one that we had Monday crossed right over where that EF5 tornado came through. Now, they were going different directions, but what are the chances that you get two tornadoes basically crossing paths? Just some bad luck there in Gerald, unfortunately. And another thing to look at here, what the Weather Service, and this is from the Weather Service here in Austin, San Antonio, they posted this on their Twitter. What you'll notice is this is the velocity image from that Gerald tornado back in 1997. Low resolution. Look what we have now. Technology's gotten so much better, and it helps us really to better understand and better see these tornadoes and better predict and get these warnings out, which the watches and warnings on Monday from the Weather Service, they did a great job there. So anyway, some interesting history there as we look back at Monday and then all the way back to 1997. Forecast for today, we're going to make it up to about 77 degrees this afternoon here in San Antonio. 78 Divine, 79 Pearsall. You'll see some low 70s, Bernie, Fair Oaks Ranch, Canyon Lake, 72. Very, very comfortable temperatures. And then tonight, just like what we saw this morning with clear skies, dry air, those temperatures fall off. You get some 40s. And it'll be chilly to start your Friday, 44 here in San Antonio. Outside right now, we've got clear skies, 53 at the airport, 54 Stinson, 52 Kelly, 50 at Randolph. But I think probably by the top of the hour, we're going to be talking 60s here. That's how quickly these numbers are rising. 57 Pleasanton, 59 in Uvalde, and 52 right now, New Braunfels, 49 Canyon Lake. Here's a look at the wind gust forecast. And this is going to be the one big problem today because we're going to see those gusts 20 to 25, maybe some gusts close to 30 miles per hour. And it's going to take until tonight for those winds really to die down. So with those gusty winds, very dry air, we have a serious fire threat today. It includes San Antonio, and you go all the way out west where they've had red flag warnings seemingly in effect for a week now. Any sort of spark, that'll spread quickly, and we'll have a major grass fire on our hands here. So we got to be really careful, especially today with these gusty winds. Now the dew points, they are going to be very low this afternoon. We're seeing dew points in the teens. It's about as low as it gets around here. We will start to see these numbers climb, at least in San Antonio, over the weekend. And then by next week, we're back into the muggy territory, and that potentially could lead to a few storms. As we look down the line here, this is the weekend. Ridge building in, that means quiet weather. It's this system here that pulls in Tuesday into Wednesday that gives us our chance for showers and storms. And there's still some questions on exactly where it will park itself. Something to watch. Right now, we're just going to put in a 20% chance of rain. My confidence is low right now, but we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, we can get some rain, maybe not severe weather out of it. Windy today, 86 tomorrow. We're talking mid to upper 80s this weekend, so it is warm and breezy. Some morning clouds Monday, and there's that chance of rain coming up on Tuesday.
Thank you, Justin.
And turning now to a mom of 5 who saves thousands of dollars a year grocery shopping without coupons.
Without, okay. ABC's Will Reeve has the story and her strategies to help you save.
A trip to the grocery store can run up a big bill, especially if you have a big family.
Look at these guys, they're looking good. We have the 5 kids, my husband, myself, and then our 2 animals.
Megan Birch is a stay-at-home mom, and she says she saves thousands of dollars a year on food and household items by only going grocery shopping once a month and going back only if they need fresh food.
Strawberries galore, my friends, 2 pounds for $5.98, and I'm getting them for show. There is something about going to the grocery store often that for us was just a trap to buy more things that we didn't need and to not really use the things that we already had.
Megan says the family spends roughly $1,000 monthly at the store on food, house supplies, and pet food.
We've saved easily $300 to $500 a month, and that equates to about $3,600 to $6,000 a year. It's a big trip, but it really helps to reduce that extra money being spent.
So how does Megan pull off shopping just once a month? She says the key to saving big is meal planning.
When I really sat down, made our plan for the month, like these are the foods that we really like to eat. Let's try to get the vast majority of that in a huge grocery haul where we're getting things that we can put in the freezer, put in separate containers, so that when that meal comes, we're not going, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that.
Being realistic about what your family's eating habits are.
If you have those things in your fridge that tend to not be used up a lot, or they just keep getting pushed back in your cabinet, really take an honest look and say, okay, I'm not going to continue to buy those things.
And shop on fully stocked days.
Know what days your store stocks things. If you can make sure that you have everything that you need and you can grab everything that you want, you're not tempted to go back to the store to get the thing that you didn't get because they didn't have it or you forgot it.
That was Will Reeve reporting. So obviously she's using perishables first. I mean,
yes.
A lot of fruits and veggies aren't going to last a month.
Unless you can freeze it.
Right.
There's something that you can
Right.
freeze,
And of course you could get frozen veggies, I guess, on sale too.
That's true, but that's a lot of discipline, a lot of planning.
A lot of planning. And that's the tricky part right there, right?
Yes.
9:52, about 58 degrees.
We'll be right back.
All right, we just jumped up to 60 degrees, so quickly warming. 77 this afternoon. Very gusty winds, though. Notice it will be windy today. Not so much tomorrow, but those winds pick back up over the weekend. It'll be a warm weekend, too. Temperatures in the mid-80s.
Thank you, sir. All right, KSAT is offering exclusive Fiesta tickets for both Battle of Flowers and the Fiesta Flambeau Parades.
That's right. Fiesta's back, and we're back as well, so you can celebrate that with us. And this is going to be this year. The private area will be set up at Crockett Park, along with some KSAT family members.
Yep, going to be out there. The Battle of Flowers Parade Party will take place from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on April 8th. Tickets available online at KSAT.com. Those run $34.99 each.
And also Fiesta Flambeau will also have a parade from 5 to 11 p.m. on April 9th, and tickets also available starting at $34.99 as well.
Yeah, that's the party time for sure. Same price. General admission seating still available. Reserve seating is apparently already sold out for Flambeaus. And for more information on this, sign up to be a KSAT insider. Go to KSAT.com for more on that.
Yeah, you'll get the emails first. Have a good day.